Hello, I've got some new sewing notebooks in my Etsy shop. These are made with used patterns, some of them heavily used, some of them gently used, and then I reinforce them and add paper, and they're great little. This is the smaller. I've got 4 up. This is the smaller. It's about the size of my hand. And just your regular lined paper, and some of them have stamps and stickers, graph paper, and some little stenciling, just a variety of paper. These are very easy to write in because they lay very flat. They're great. I mean, you could stick this in your purse if you want. And then in the middle of the signature, I've got pockets. This one has got a cute little stamp on it, and it talks about coronation cloth. And then it's got a kind of vintage looking lady on there. And then this is a postcard with an old Remington sewing machine advertisement on it. I've got ledger page and more of the copy paper, the decorator paper, and stenciled and lined paper. And then I've got this cute collaged tag. And then there's the back, and this is the original pattern. There was a little bit of damage right there, so I covered that, and there was a lot of damage on the top, so I just whacked that off. It's got a little closure that you can tie it closed. It's underneath there, but if you'd rather not close it up or tie it up, you can just pull that out. Okay, then we got these 3 that are all simplicity, that are all kind of the retro looking pattern ladies. I'm guessing these ladies are all from the 60s, just from the look of the outfits on here and the hairdos, because I'm thinking probably 65, 68, something like that. And the price of it, 65 cents. Okay, so these, of course, used more and more damaged, so I have to use washi tape and glue to correct any problems that I have with the. I reinforce them. I put a cloth binding down the side. Now this one I don't have looped under the binding, but you could easily just loop that through, and then you could keep this on there if you chose to. So this is the opening of this. They're nice and sturdy. They're like the weight of a very heavy cardstock. Got a pocket in the front, and I made this like just a little notebook kind of tablet. And then it's a one signature. It's got a signature cover that's made out of a cardstock. And this is a nice deep pocket. I've got a big tag with a lot of stamps on it. I've got a pattern lady cut out, fussy cut her, and you could either write on her or you could stick her down on a sheet. And I've got a little journaling card there. And this has got some digital paper. It's got lots of bright, these 3 have lots of bright copy paper. I believe this is Antique Paperia. I cannot remember whose digital that is. Lots of bright colors. This is supposed to just be fun and make you smile. I've got lined paper, and I've got some vintage graph paper. It's very thin. This is Victoria Designs. Everything in here is a sewing theme. This is a nice thick piece of paper if you want to sketch something on there. And then in the middle I have another cardstock but this is a lighter cardstock pocket. And in this one, I've got this great tag with Tim Holtz stamps, and then just like a little journaling spot made out of coffee dyed paper. And then, of course, you saw the first side of these, so you know what they look like. And then I've got this great heavy duty index card in this big old pocket here. And I'll set that aside, and I'll bring this guy here. This one is number 6698, and it is also a Simplicity, 65 cents, so I'm guessing the same era. It's so funny because this woman does have a paisley dress on, and the paisley that is on there is very similar to the paisley that's on the fabric that I used to reinforce the spine and to make a closure. Here we have the deep pocket with a tag with one of the 60s ladies, retro ladies. Now this is the signature cover that's a little heavier, and I've got a fabric pocket that I've sewed down, and this is just a journaling spot. These digis are from Paper Princess. And much like the other one, we've got lots of very colorful paper in here. Victoria designs, lined paper and graph paper, and the colored copy weight paper. And then this is the middle with, again, the cardstock. And this is just a little journaling card with a picture of an old sewing machine on it. And we've got a tag that I made. I backed that with coffee dyed paper. Makes it easier to journal on. And then this, of course, is going to be the back of what you saw on the front side of the signature. This has got 3 items in this. I made this. It's got the directions that you get in the pattern, and I decoupage those down. Then this is a piece of the pattern tissue. And this is one of the pattern ladies. This is just an index card with the pattern lady, and then we've got a little envelope on the back here. And then this is the back pocket. I've got another envelope, and I've got a doily, but this is a fabric doily. And you can either use it in this journal or in another journal if you chose. And then I've got a little journaling card, and this is stamped with a stamp that has pattern pieces on it. And here is the back of it, and it did have a pretty big problem here, but I resolved it. And last but certainly not least is this 7477. And this has got the very retro looking spine fabric with the browns and the yellows and the oranges and the pink. And then I've worked on reinforcing the covers. The back of this is actually in pretty good condition with the exception of one little piece of washi right there. This is the front cover with a huge journaling card backed with coffee dyed paper. And then this is the cardstock signature cover. I have included a stamped envelope for any kind of bits that you want to put in there. This is another one of those digis from Paper Princess, and more of the same kind of paper, the color, the graph, the digitals throughout this. I tried to make it very joyful. And then this is the middle of the signature where I've included another piece of craft cardstock. And we've got this lady that I made into a tag. And I made a little coffee dyed tablet here that you could either I just put it together, and I think I stapled it. I might have sewed it, not sure. And then, oh no, I stapled it. And then I put like a piece of paper on top of that to cover the staples. And you could throw that in your bag, or you could leave it in here. And then, of course, more of those same great papers. And then another one of the Digi Ladies. And then here in the back, I've got this journaling card that is a stamp of a pin cushion and some buttons. That's a really nice stamp. And then in our back pocket, I've got a couple of journaling cards, and then this tag that is made to look like pattern paper. And at the bottom here, I made a little stamp out of a Tim Holtz. And then here's the back of this, and this one really is in decent shape. So I want to thank you for your attention.